Hey Journey Church, we're super excited to be able to start having in-person services. Now things are going to look a little bit different for the next couple weeks and possibly even months. And so we wanted to create this video to kind of walk you through the steps of what's going to look like and how to get here and what you do once you get into the building. Now the first thing you need to know is that every single week you attend a service, you will need to register. We have made this as painless as possible. It takes under a minute. That will be available on the app and it will also be available on Facebook. And so every week you'll register for the service you're attending the next week, a week ahead. The cutoff to register will be Thursday to make sure we have plenty of childcare and volunteers and make sure everything is ready to go. Now, once you register and you come to the service here in the building, when you enter these front doors right here, there'll be a couple of options. If you don't have kids, you'll immediately go to the left and we'll have signs for you and we'll walk you through what that's going to look like here in a second. But if you do have kids, you'll turn to the right and there's Kara over there and she'll explain what that looks like here in just a couple minutes. Now, if you do not have kids, as soon as you come into the building, you'll immediately go over here to the left. As you walk in, we'll make sure and have plenty of signs. You can go to the sanctuary right here, or you can go to the bathrooms right there as well. As you start to enter the sanctuary, because we're going to have to do some things differently this time, there will be no reason during the service to get up and take communion. Instead, we'll have these pre-packaged communion cups right here ready for you to go. You'll grab one on your way in. This is also a great time to give offering. One of the things that will be helpful during this time is to go ahead and download the app if you don't have it. It will help with registrations and it will help with giving. The best way to give is to set up recurring giving through the app right now anyway. And so make sure and take some time to do that if you haven't done that already. Now we're going to go into the sanctuary. Now, when you enter the sanctuary, a couple things will look different. We've already spaced out the rows to be about 6 feet apart. We're also asking as you sit down, and as the service starts to get filled, we may have ushers that help you find available seats. As you sit down, one of the things that we ask is that as families, you set 2 seats at least apart. Now, if you're all in the same family, you're more than welcome to sit right next to each other. Now, we will not require everyone to wear masks. We do think it's the smart thing to do, and we will ask that you do. All volunteers you will see will be wearing masks to meet with the guidelines that's been recommended. Now, after you enter the sanctuary and find your seat, there will be no reason for you to get up after you find your seat. We're changing things up, as we said, with communion, and we'll explain that during the service as that goes. One thing you need to know about the services is for now, they will be a little bit shorter. And the main reason we're going to have shorter services for a couple of reasons. Between each service, we need to make sure that we sanitize the entire sanctuary as well as the kids' areas. The other thing is because there will be new procedures, as you'll see here in a minute, with child drop-off and pick-up. We want to make sure that we give plenty of time in between those services to make sure and accomplish everything we need to. Now, once you're in the service, if you choose to bring your kids in here, we will have bags available for them with some crafts and things for them to do to kind of help things go by. They're also more than welcome to bring in their tablets as long as they keep those quiet or with some headphones on during the service. Now, the service will look pretty much the same. We'll have worship, we'll have a sermon, we'll have a time of communion as we said. The other thing you need to know is as the service concludes, we're going to ask a couple of different things for you. First of all, you need to know that if you do not have kids, as the service concludes, we're going to ask you to go to the doors to the far left of the sanctuary and exit that way to make sure that we maximize the space in between people. Now, if you do have kids, you're going to go to these center doors right here in the middle of the room and you're going to go down the ramp. And from there, Kara and her team will have everything set up and ready to go to show you what it looks like to pick up your kids during these times.